Look around any modern workforce, and you'll notice a glaring contradiction. The people clocking 60 to 80 hours a week, exhausting themselves in constant motion, are often the exact same people who find themselves completely financially stuck. Meanwhile, those at the very top of the economic ladder operate by different physics entirely. They generate massive amounts of capital without grinding through those same brutal, labor-intensive hours. The reason for this gap comes down to a specific psychological trap. Most of us are conditioned to believe that the physical time we spend working is the direct engine of our wealth. It makes perfect sense why we believe this. From our very first part-time jobs, the global economic system trains us to trade an hour of our day for a set amount of cash. But relying solely on hard work and time guarantees you will eventually hit a wall. Human beings have biological limits. You can only stay awake, focus, and exert effort for so many hours before your engine completely gives out. This graph shows the exact equation trapping the middle class. Time equals money. As the clock ticks up, income rises alongside it. But zoom out. The trajectory violently flatlines. That red barrier is the 24-hour day. Time has an unchangeable ceiling. By tying your earnings directly to the clock, you are actively capping your own maximum potential. You are building an income model with a strict expiration point baked right in. Getting a promotion or increasing your hourly rate might bump that red line a few inches higher on the chart, but the barrier remains. You run out of hours and the earning stops. The wealthiest individuals, however, refuse to operate under this math. They participate in a completely different economic structure, one that removes the variable of time from the calculation altogether. True financial freedom doesn't come from working faster or longer. It comes from mathematically decoupling your income from the ticking of a clock. To escape the hourly trap, you have to replace the old equation with something else: value creation. The open market is completely blind to your sweat, your stress, and the long nights you put in. It only recognizes and rewards solved problems. This scale shows how compensation actually works. The market weighs the size and rarity of the problem you solve. Providing a high-leverage solution pays out accordingly, while the stopwatch sits ignored. It doesn't matter if it took you 10 hours or 10 minutes. Since the market pays based on the difficulty of the problem, the most direct path to higher earnings is to develop the specific capabilities required to solve the market's most expensive hurdles. These specialized capabilities are high-income skills. They don't rely on general effort. They rely on specific knowledge, like software architecture or high-level negotiation, that removes massive friction for a business. When you are the person who can resolve a million-dollar bottleneck, the market compensates you for the result, not the duration of the task. But there is a catch. Even with a highly paid skill, you still have to physically show up to execute the solution. Earning a high hourly rate raises the floor of your income, but it doesn't remove the ceiling. To build lasting wealth, you need a system that continues to deliver your solutions even when you walk out of the room. That brings us to the final component of the wealth equation: scalability. Scale acts as a mechanical wedge. It forcibly separates your physical presence from the delivery of the value you created. In this network model, creating a digital product makes you the central node. You release it once, and the internet instantly duplicates it to thousands. As resources flow backward, you earn continuously. Digital distribution delivers that single asset infinitely, with zero additional effort required. Compare that to a traditional laborer, or even a highly paid lawyer. When they wake up tomorrow morning, they have to start from zero and recreate their value entirely from scratch. Scalability provides the ultimate leverage. It takes a single, isolated act of problem-solving and turns it into an automated engine for generating wealth. To actually implement this, you have to make a conscious psychological shift. You have to stop the desperate chase for dollars and start a calculated hunt for problems. Constantly chasing money guarantees burnout, because it forces you to rely on your own finite physical energy to keep the lights on. But when you hunt for large-scale problems, you are naturally forced to build systems. You end up creating scalable tools and assets that compound in value over time. Whether an employee restructuring your role, a freelancer building digital templates, or an entrepreneur launching a company, mastering the art of value creation gives you complete control over your financial trajectory. The marker of financial freedom isn't hitting a specific number in a bank account. It is reaching that exact moment where your ability to survive and thrive is running smoothly on its own, completely divorced from the limits of time.